Hello. Welcome to the session on Preparing Nuts and Match with Bolts Part 1. Let us look at the objectives of this session. At the end of this session, you will be able to determine tap and drill sizes for hexagonal nut, drill holes for tapping to cut internal threads in hexagon nut, cut internal threads on hexagon nut using tap and tap wrench, match nut with bolt. Let us now look at the materials and tools required to prepare hexagonal nuts and match with bolts. File, hexagonal rod, bench vise, chamfer tool, tap drill size chart, center punch, center drill, drill bits, tap wrench, M10 taps, screw pitch gauge, saw, cleaning brush, oiler, metal brush, now, let's look at the sequence of operations to prepare hexagonal nut. Ensure to wear safety equipment while preparing nuts and bolts to prevent from injuries and also ensure a safe work environment. First, check the raw material. Check the hexagonal rod for any defects or irregularities before starting the machining process. File nut to size. Place the hexagonal rod in a bench vise securely to hold it in place. Use the file to reduce the thickness of the rod to 10 mm. Measure the flat-to-flat distance across the hexagonal rod to ensure the dimension as 18 mm. File chamfer on one end. Choose one end of the hexagonal rod to be the bolt's head. For that, use a file to create a chamfer on the head end with dimensions of 2 mm and 30 degree. This chamfer will make it easier to start the tapping process. Determine tap drill size. Based on the type of tap being used, determine the appropriate tap drill size for it. Here, M10 tap is used. So, the drill size is typically 8.5 mm diameter. Mark center of hole for tap drill. Measure and mark the center of the hole to be drilled for the tap with a marking tool or scribe. This point should be 8.5 mm diameter away from the chamfered end. Punch on drill hole center. Use the center punch to make a small indentation at the center mark you made in the previous step. The center punch helps ensure that the drill bit starts accurately at the desired location. Make center drill. Use a center drill to create a pilot hole at the center mark. This will guide the larger drill bit and provide a more precise hole. Drill pilot hole. Use a 5 mm diameter drill bit to create a pilot hole in the hexagonal nut. The pilot hole should be drilled through the center of the nut. Drill 8.5 mm diameter hole. After the pilot hole is made, use an 8.5 mm diameter drill bit to create the final hole for the M10 tap. Drill through the pilot hole along the same axis to ensure a straight hole. Chamfer both ends of drilled hole. Use a file to create chamfers on both ends of the drilled hole. The chamfers should have dimensions of 2 mm and 45 degrees. These chamfers will ease the entry of the tap. Cut internal thread with M10 taps. Secure the hexagonal nut in a bench vise, ensuring it is held parallel to the vise jaws. Insert the M10 tap into the tap wrench. Carefully align the tap with the drilled hole and start cutting the internal thread by turning the tap clockwise. Make sure to use tapping oil or cutting fluid to lubricate the process and reduce friction. Cut and form full thread. After completing the first tap, repeat the process with the M10 second tap and then the third tap. Each tap will deepen and refine the thread until the full thread is formed. Check threaded hole with screw pitch gauge and matching bolt. Use a screw pitch gauge to verify the accuracy and pitch of the threaded hole. It should match the specifications of an M10 thread. Test the threaded hole with a matching M10 bolt to ensure it fits correctly. Clean the thread in bolt and nut. Use a thread cleaning tool or a wire brush to remove any debris or metal shavings from both the bolt and nut threads. Match the nut with bolt. Finally, test the newly created nut by screwing it onto a matching M10 bolt. The threads should engage smoothly and securely. Let's recap the key points discussed. Check the hexagonal rod for any defects or irregularities before starting the machining process. Use a file to reduce the thickness of the rod to 10 mm. For an M10 tap, the drill size is typically 8.5 mm diameter. Mark center of hole for drill. Test the newly created nut by screwing it onto a matching M10 bolt. This brings us to the end of the session. Hope you have gained a good understanding of preparing nuts and match with bolts. See you in the next session.